At this point in the year, my students are just starting to work with actual inquiry questions, although they're familiar with research ones.
What's economics?
Economics.
Economics. I can't see that word.
Is it economics?
Economics, yeah.
Okay. When I think of economics, I think of food. Like, what does economics mean? Are we allowed to research something if we don't know it?
Of course.
It's important, therefore, for them to truly understand what the question is asking, not just to come up with examples, but to look at what the words mean individually and together. It's only then that they'll be able to answer the question themselves.
Economics has to do with like money, with trade. That's all part of like an economic system.
Here, I want to write trade. You could have money. Okay. Money.
Unpacking the question is mostly about figuring out what you need to know in order to be able to actually answer it. So my students discuss their questions in depth.
Improvement as well, so just add this here.
You can't really improve geography.
Yeah, because of the land.
Yeah, I guess with farming and like when the Japanese did rice farms and stuff.
Yeah, and like how the trades happened with gold, and then like if you look at today's world, we found gold, aluminum, everything.
Yeah.
You should do this too then.
Like an area, this doesn't count for that. Like rise and fall is for physical. The geography is land itself.
Government, Japan and China's government was like connected.
And Japan was isolated.
Yeah, so.
The Grand Canal.
They actually do that.
Hold on, what did you say, sorry?
The Silk Road. Oh yeah, that's and
Also the Grand Canal.
yeah.
Can I say one?
Asia?
The Chinese.
The Grand Canal?
I can just go over my notes.
I think about it, I can't remember.
So
leaders root. But I
can't really think of any good ones, but I can think of a lot of bad ones.
controversy leaders, like
Remember that you need to
controversials.
do this in the context of Africa and Asia.
Yes.
Medieval Africa and Asia.
Why are we on president?
One of the things I've found over the years I've done inquiry is that answering the inquiry question is difficult for students. They're used to doing research and presenting information, but finding evidence and using it to answer an inquiry question is a challenge.
Like why the Mongols took over, if the Mongols taking over India was good or bad. That's a good.
That is a good one.
Muggles.
Muggles.
They call it Mughals, I think.
Unpacking the question in this way helps, because it gets them focused on what the question is actually asking before they go in depth into their research.
Or Kublai Khan conquering China.
Wait, did
Like
you
how
guys
did it
vote
affect them? Or
the
was
decision to
or
block in Japan?
or what did the leaders think? Like what did they think? Like what did like Kublai Khan or like Babur think when he was thinking? Like, was he thinking he's gonna get a lot of
People
cash?
taking over, would it that
Or
be a
even like
decision?
what
On, like,
what made
other like the king's friends or something like take over, like from your video in Japan?
yeah.
And when the other guy went, the king went, and he told the other guys to take care of his children.
Or even what do these historical leaders like Justinian and Constantine and all these other like famous rulers, like what did they think made it right to go and invade other lands?
At the end, we post all of the unpacked questions on the board so that everyone in both classes has an opportunity to benefit from our collective learning. Having them up in the classroom will also help us stay focused on the actual inquiry as we work individually and collectively on the evidence that we believe will help us answer it.